worth the money, would you make that transfer again? And you mentioned last summer, Sesko and Burmo and Cunha in particular, all decent money, big money, not by this summer standards, but, 50, 60, 70 million, all really good. And then you've got these gems like Lomans, who was one of the signings of the season. Was he 20 million quid, 23 million? We didn't do that for the previous 12, 13 years under Woodward and the Glazers. So there has to be a bit more confidence. But I do think you look at it and you go, well, we lost Casemiro, Ugarte's season, and we've replaced them with two midfielders. So man for man, we've not really strengthened that much, but I think the quality of those players is really evident. And I think you've got to have a little bit of confidence and a little bit of faith because, like I said, that improvement, we're seeing it on the pitch. We're seeing players performing week in, week out in a way we just didn't see before. So, I don't know. They've made mistakes, but I think, generally speaking, the people I speak to, there's a confidence that United aren't going to have these huge ups and downs anymore. But obviously, there's a lot. I
think you make a really good point. I think that comes from Michael's character. That's what Michael is, and he's just calm, relaxed, and won't never get too high, never get too low. I think where you have to judge what business United have done is what you're expecting from them. Are you expecting them to challenge for the league? I still think that's a little bit away with business that's been done. I think on the recruitment point of view, they seem to be doing it in different sections over the last 2 or 3 years. You felt like last year they sorted the forward line out. I think it's the forward line is much, much better. It's more dangerous. Could possibly still do with a centre forward, as you said, to help Sesko a little bit. He's still young and he got better towards the end of the season, there's no doubt about that. It feels like they've prioritised now the middle of the pitch. Now, I always felt the middle of the pitch was a problem last year, and I still think that, not just from centre midfield, but centre halves as well. Every team that had joy against us, Jamie, you've done loads again, it always felt it was right down the middle because of the lack of pace and mobility in there. Now, have they addressed that a little bit? Look, I've hardly seen Santos play. It's unfair to judge him, really. You've got to give the lad a chance. I still think they might need something else in there because I think Tielemans, brilliant footballer, clever, intelligent, can score great goals, great passes, can control a game. But again, athleticism isn't his strength. Pretty much in the mould of Kobbie Mainoo, really. I think they're very similar, so will be one of them with another. Whether that's Santos or someone else they bring in, I don't know, but I still think there's that problem down. I still think centre halves. I still think they need centre halves. I don't think these are of the quality where I'm judging Man United to go and try and win the Premier League. Now, Jamie, you played centre half. Centre half is a position where you need people who are reliable every single week. Now look, you are always going to pick up injuries, but I think of Man United centre halves down the years, they're available all the time. Now we've got Maguire, who's started to pick up some niggles. Lisandro Martinez, the lad can't stay fit. Now when he's fit, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. They've got Leny Yoro, who has struggled, I'd say, the last 2 years. It looks like the level's a little bit above him, but he's still young and he might come on Aiden Heaven. I think he's a really good young talent. He's looked all right, he's a really good young talent. He's young, he's still going to make mistakes, but I think he's played every game pre-season. I think Michael might be looking to try and get him in. So I still think a big area of the pitch is that spine of him, just to make him more solid, give him more legs and have more reliability at centre-half.
I think you didn't even mention De Ligt there because of how long he's been out.
Well, exactly.
That's the thing, it's the same thing.
And he's possibly, if he's fit and playing every week, he's possibly Man United's best centre-half. But again, that's a question mark against centre-half. You can't have them question marks against centre-half.
You mentioned as well about what is the aim for the season. I think when you look around, like, there's no other club that hasn't had a massive change. Like, I think if they really went for it,
especially manager-wise.
Yeah, managers or players leaving or whatever it may be, or injuries when it comes to Arsenal, and that maybe changes to rules that might hurt them more than it hurts other people. Like, I think if we really went for it this summer, there's a chance we could challenge. And when we see the points tally under Carrick, I don't think it's that ludicrous to suggest what he could do over half a season, he could do over a full seaan. But at the moment, that's the gap, isn't it?
The thing he'll have to deal with now, the thing he's going to have to deal with now is midweek football as well.
Yeah,
that's look, he had an unbelievable run last year, winning games, but it was all in his favour. Do you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, and you talk about these extra games we have Champions League wise, again that will impact on the squad. You spoke about left back. You might probably need another left back. Now Luke Shaw, for the first year ever last year, his availability rate was unbelievable. He played nearly every game. But this year, can he do that from Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday?
He's not doing 55 games,
No, I can't see it, yeah.
No.